following is a presentation of the Big Ten Conference.
Finally, we're ready for some football in West Lafayette, Indiana. About 3.5 hours ago, they started on the PA system playing Gene Kelly's Singing in the Rain. Luckily, about an hour ago, I was never so happy to hear George Harrison with Here Comes the Sun. The fans are back in. The mascots are back in. Thank goodness the bands and the players are back in Ross-Ade Stadium. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS, that's our matchup. It took a long time, but here we go. It's Big Ten time, conference football. The Trojans of USC came 2,100 miles for this rain delay against the Purdue Boilermakers. This is basically our timeline. It was a gully washer, a frog choker, if you will. 2:41 USC took the field. Purdue right after them. The first lightning strike hit. And then at that point, it becomes every half an hour to try to find out when you can play football. And after 900 plus lightning strikes, we're here. Welcome, everybody. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore. What have you been doing the last 3 hours?
Thinking about everything I could think about, ready. Most looking forward to doing the game.
Have you ever been through anything like this?
Not really, no. Maybe a little delay, but not like this. I don't know if anybody on that field or even the coaching staffs have any experience with this.
Both teams 2-0. They both beat opponents that they should have beaten. Now we kind of find out what they're about today.
And I think because of what happened to both of these teams last year, different types of disappointments. USC expected to be a much better team, a lot of close losses. Right. Purdue is a year to forget in the history of Purdue football. As you say, now they come in, they're still wondering where they are. This game will tell them.
USC was 1-4 on the road last year. Purdue only won one game all year, but a new coach in Barry Odom will develop that as we go. The busiest person today, with the exception of the guys in the studio, is our Jenny Dell. Jenny, I'm sure they're chomping on the mouthpiece to get this thing going right now.
They're so excited that we're back out here. There's some sunshine. It's beautiful now, but that storm was intense. Let me tell you, a little over 3 hours and two very different experiences for these teams. For USC, they're stuck in a tight visiting locker room here inside the stadium. We saw players out in the hallways on the bikes, stretching, trying to stay sharp. Now for Purdue, they're back comfortable in their home facilities. Coach Odom told me the players had meetings, they relaxed a little bit. He said he was really pleased with how they handled it, but they were anxious to get out here and play. Now, you mentioned the water, okay? 1.29 inches of rain that fell on this field. The field drainage system here at Ross-Ade, it's impressive, guys. It was installed back in 1974. It was created by a Purdue professor and his students. It's a suction system that has yet to be rivaled. Coach Odom said, we have the best turf management crew in the country. He had no concern whatsoever with the playing conditions as we start this game.
All right, so the engineers back in the mid-70s know what they were doing. At a quarterback in the 70 through 72 season was my partner, Purdue Hall of Famer Gary Danielson. He's going to be honored here today. But the weather finally got better. 72 degrees. That wind, we could have used it about 3.5 hours ago. It might have blown some of this stuff out of here.
And as Jenny reported, if you look at the field, and I was watching closely in the warm-ups, how the players, especially the defensive backs, was there any slippage? No turf marks, no skid marks. I think the field is in perfect condition.
USC won the toss, and they will defer. So Purdue will get the football first. 5th meeting all time. First meeting since '98. Drew Brees and Carson Palmer made their college debuts. Gary and I did that game.
Yep.
Purdue won it 27-17. The temperature of that game was about 110 degrees, I think warmer than that on the field.
The story was the weather in that game.
It was. Dean Blevins lost about 10 pounds as our sideline reporter. But here we go. After a long delay, and I got to give these fans, the hardy fans
Absolutely.
of Purdue, credit because they have repacked Ross-Ade Stadium. So it's Big Ten conference football time, finally. Antonio Harris back deep, awaiting the kick of Ryan Sierra.
Both teams out to prove they're good enough. Purdue's trying to prove they're good enough to compete. USC's trying to prove that they're a top 10-15 team.
After the long delay, we are underway. And this one will go out the back of the end zone with a touchback, and Purdue will bring it out to the 25-yard line. And they're going to be led out by Ryan Brown, sophomore, redshirt sophomore. A couple of starts last year, played really well in the overtime loss to Illinois, and he's off to a great start so far through 2 games.
Got a lot of tools, still gaining experience. I think he's got a bright future. Today will be different. He has not had a lot of pressure with pass rush. USC has an electric pass rush.
The Trojans' front seven is dangerous as anybody in the country. First snap, Devin Maccabee in the backfield. He gets the call, and he stood up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the first play for Purdue as we take a look at the starting lineups for the Boilermakers. On their offensive line, Braden Joyner's the anchor at the center spot. Those guys are going to have their hands full as a group. Armad Branch, leading receiver right now. He's a big play guy, not the biggest player in the world, but he can be dangerous for Purdue's offense. Empty backfield here on 2nd down and 10. Brown looking to get to the air. He's just going to have to toss this one away. Incomplete. They'll bring up 3rd down and 10, and already face some pressure from Devin Tompkins.
Yeah, see, it all happened on 1st down. USC with holding this Purdue team to no gain on 1st down. All of a sudden, you've got to go to the pass rush, and you get flushed out. Carmen Fountain, we saw him at the end of last year, right?
He really came on.
He did. Cameron Fountain is one of those guys that is one-on-one tough for Purdue to handle.
Already has 3 sacks on the early season and almost got one there after the pressure. 3rd down and 10. Boilermakers opening drive. Brown again flushed out of the pocket. He's going to take off with it. He's got the wheels if he can get there. Really close. I think he's about 2 feet shy.
Yeah, but he was sticking that football out. I wonder if this is a replay or they calling it a 1st down. It is short, but watch how he reaches out that football at the end of the play.
Desmond Stevens is a guy that gave him the shove.
I think they got to look at that. If we got anything down the line, that football might have crossed. So far, no replay.
That means it's right now 4th down and 1. Barry Odom might be waiting for a replay, but
we're trying to draw him. No,
they're going for it. Yep. And they get it as Maccabee breaks into the secondary. 1st down, Purdue.
Barry Odom's first major decision in this game. He goes aggressive. Running Maccabee, that's the guy. That's the guy that makes these. He doesn't get the long run, but those 6-8 yard runs, and I tell you, Purdue would take that today.
He got 10 on 4th and a yard, and they are 5 out of 6 now on 4th down conversions in this early season. This time they get it out to the tight end, George Burhan. Another Purdue 1st down into USC territory.
Right, extension of the running game. Burhan loaned up in the H-back position, fakes the down block, and then gets a pick. It's okay if you catch that ball behind the line of scrimmage, you can pick off the defender.
Boilermakers have moved it to the 39-yard line. Now they're going to lose a yard back to the 40 as Maccabee's knocked down by Cameron Fountain again. As we look at the USC defense. And he's the guy we have highlighted for a reason. He's already made a couple of big plays. That front is a good one. Eric Gentry, he was so good early in the season before concussion ended his year, and he's freakish. Number 18, keep your eye on him. And in the back end, Kamari Ramsey is the guy that wears the green dot for Danton Lynn's defense. 2nd down, 11. Ryan Brown, pressure from behind. Down he goes. And it's Christian Pierce on the safety blitz.
And Maccabee did not handle the blitz from the outside that time. I think it's Antonio Harris. Is he in the game? Yes, it is Antonio Harris right here. Cannot handle the blitz from the outside. Runs right around him, and you kind of hope your quarterback would go inside on that. Both times Ryan has flushed wide. This time it cost him.
And it cost him 10 yards, so it's all the way back to the 50 and 3rd down and 21. Brown overthrew his receiver who slipped, I think, a little bit. Nitro Tuggle Came out of his break and looked like he slipped.
He did. He was doing a speed route, full speed, to not gather, trying to do the speed cut. And I just told you the field looked good, but that time it was not handled well by Tuggle.
So on this 4th down and a mile, it'll bring out the punting unit. That means Jack McAllister to kick. McAllister averaging over 50 yards a punt so far. And you got to look out if you get it in number 6's hands. Makai Lemon down on the other end is a dangerous guy, but a quick, fair catch called for, and he easily gets it in around the 9-yard line. That's where USC will go to work offensively for the first time today. No score here in West Lafayette, first quarter. First quarter, USC about to take the field offensively for the first time, as Purdue got a couple of first downs, but then the sack forced the punt. And at the 9-yard line, that's where Jaden Mayava and the offense for the Trojans will start for the first time. Mayava went 3-1 after taking over from Miller Moss last year, and he's off to a tremendous start. Almost 74% of his passes so far, over 700 yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he leads after 2 weeks, the highest scoring and total yardage team in the country in the Trojans of USC. First down from the 9. And it's Wayman Jordan. Jordan got out around the 13 before all his black jerseys swarmed around him. Offensively for the Trojans, Killian O'Connor is the anchor, walk-on at the center spot. There's the front wall. As you look at them and their names, Jordan leading rusher so far, carried on that first one for 4 yards. And the dangerous wide receivers that will develop as we go. Jordan, no gain on this play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Charles Correa in on the tackle. Defensively for Purdue, on their front, C.J. Madden, one of their good edge rushers. Manny Powell came over from UNLV, Whitberry, Odom, and Tony Grimes, their top cornerman, likewise from the Rebels. Plenty of time. Mayava lays it out there, and it's perfect. On the run, and Jacoby Lane's got it for a big gainer.
One to the outside, only a 3-man rush, just a look inside, and he freezes Grimes, just a head fake. That's all he had to do, and that speed was enough for Lane to run right by him.
And a 59-yard gain.
15-yard penalty being forced from the end of the run. The play resulted in a first down.
And a penalty at the end of the play. Tim O'Day is our referee. And they're going to walk this back against the Trojans. So that'll make it more like a 44-yard gain once they walk things off. And that'll bring it back out to the 43-yard line. So put it at the 43 on a first down. Tight end in motion, Walker Lyons. Mayava pulls it, rolls, has plenty of room, and throws deep again, and almost caught again by Jacoby Lane.
Yeah, but I think Rael that time is going to have to come back and make a play, and is going to get a pass interference on it. Number 21 kind of gets lost. Ball is slightly underthrown, and Taj gets a little bit lost on the play in the safety position.
Pass interference. Defense number 21. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Yeah, as Mayava rolled to his right, there was a lot of time, and then smartly Jacoby Lane said, I might as well go deep.
Right.
And he beat the safety.
So we're basically back where the ball would have been had USC not been penalized after the long pass play. And we're working from the 28-yard line with a first down. Jordan behind Mayava in a pistol set. They pull the ball and get the pass out complete. First down and more, Makai Lemon. And Lemon down the sideline. And the Trojans are going to have it first and goal.
Miss. Lemon Lane, they're sweet, aren't they? These two guys, I mean, they go together like a good drink, and if you're a quarterback, You know they're a mismatch against anybody in that Purdue secondary. This Purdue secondary has their hands full with these guys. They're going to have to play 11-man defense. Yeah, and the straight arm could have been a face mask there against this USC team.
This season, 83% touchdown scored. This is first and goal.
Nice play.
Nice play.
Is that Slusher, number 9? I think it was. Miles Slusher, a twice transfers. Was that Arkansas playing for Barry Odom in the secondary?
Then Colorado after that.
Yeah, and that's modern football, college football,
Yeah.
right?
Great play, though. So no gain on the play, actually a loss of about a yard. And it's second and goal from the 8.
Purdue comes in with 5 defensive backs, really only 3 down linemen, 3-3-5.
Mayava flushed out of the pocket. He's going to keep it, and he'll go out around the 5, maybe the 4. Slusher ran him out.
Real nice job right here. They just kind of play a picket defense right here. You just get all your guys in space and make the quarterback see a bunch of black jerseys on there. Drop back in the zone. Everything's in front of you, and they force Mayava to run to the outside. Beautiful defensive call.
And they actually gave him a pretty good spot down. Third and goal at the 3. Not that USC might not go for it on 4th down, but this would be a big stop for Purdue's defense. Mayava swing pass out in the flat. They got the stop.
I was with you, Brad. I think that's a questionable call from Lincoln Riley. I was thinking 2 runs in that situation. I'm trying to prove that I can play tough football against these guys. What better opportunity from that 3rd and 2 or 3
Yeah.
to just pound it at this Purdue team. Purdue again drops deep, and they get a negative play, forces the field goal.
Smiley Bradford, and he's going to be smiling after that one. That was a heck of a play, and it does force the field goal attempt. Ryan Sayuri will try from 24 yards out. He's 3 for 3 so far, 2 for 2, I should say, on the season. And the kick is perfect. So USC on their opening drive takes it from the 9-yard line down to a 1st and goal, and then they stall. Purdue's defense does a nice job and forces
Timeout on
the
the
field
field.
goal. Trojans in the first quarter up 3-0. So the Trojans on their opening drive go 84 yards in 8 plays, took 4 minutes. But Purdue's defense stiffens and forces a field goal, so 3-0. Barry Odom, his first year. And we have known him since he was a player at Missouri, and then the defensive coordinator, Gary Pinkel, then the head coach, then on to Arkansas's defensive coordinator, Sam Pittman. Then he got his second chance at UNLV as a head coach, and he did a really good job.
Yeah, he turned that program around with the toughness that he's demanding here. The second day of pads that Purdue went in fall practice, they had a 100-play live scrimmage. Whew. I think he served notice that we're going to have to play some tough football around here if you want to play for the Boilers.
They got 82 new players and tops in the country in transfers, 54 transfers. Barry said I had my first team meeting. There's 38 guys there. I said, we got to add to this room a little bit. This kick, again, will bring it out to the 25-yard line. And now it's time for Working on a Win, presented by the Home Depot. And Lincoln Riley says we need more discipline. We're all going to wear the same kind of sweatsuits. We're not going to have fancy suits, and you noticed this before kickoff.
Every player was lined up a straight line with that football helmet on their right side. Everybody doing the same thing. We got to bring a little more discipline back to this football team. Do the little things. They were close. Do the little things as a team.
Lincoln in his 4th year in Los Angeles as the head coach of the Trojans. First down, Ryan Brown's going to be swarmed under at the 20.
Same guy. Cameron Fountain has been a problem, a mismatch already.
Gentry's there too.
Yep, Gentry to clean it up, but it's been a problem right here. This matchup has given them so far, and by the way, Purdue knew it. Purdue felt that he might need help at tackle. Gentry comes one way, inside, and Fountain the other way, and that's the way you rush the passer right there.
Tough combo right there. So 2nd down and 15. keep it on the ground. Maccabee found himself a hole, breaks through it, and he's got a first down and a 17-yard pickup. Devin Maccabee, who carried it 32 times in last week's win, and a big gainer here.
Yeah, and I think that's what they need to do, is they have to be able to run that guy. I mean, they said we don't want to run him 30 times like last week. Maybe.
Brown scans the field and finds his receiver and another first down, and this is Armand Branch, the guy I said would be his big play receiver if he could find him open, and he did there.
Nice job by Ryan Brown. Had a pocket. Watch him start out left, looking, then he comes back right, refocuses, and puts it right on the numbers.
So again, good-looking drive for Purdue here on their second possession. They've worked it into USC territory at the 48-yard line. Brown, quick throw on a slant, got it complete again. And this time it's E.J. Horton.
Quick passing out. Quickly, they see the safety come up. Good job this time. Dropping back, he reads right here. One guy from the secondary comes up, throw at the blitzer from the secondary.
Boilers going with tempo here. And Brown zips it again. Back shoulder throw at the 10, and another perfect throw to Horton.
And he had to zip it. He had no choice. If you had a long, sloppy release on this one, you would have caught a helmet right in the chin. Watch how quick he delivers this. Got one-to-one, man-to-man coverage. Back shoulder all the way, just an instant before he was going to get hit.
4 straight first downs, and it's first and goal for Purdue. Maccabee, a little hesitation, then a head-on collision with Desmond Stevens.
Now this is where USC needs to look for Ryan Brown as a runner down here. This is when he will attack. So far, he's given the whole time. He's not going to be a runner this time because he's out of the game. They're going to go Wildcat.
And that's going to be Maccabee. They call it the Mock Cat. And he has scored all his touchdowns.
Singleton's in the game. Malachi
right.
Singleton.
Malachi Singleton.
And they hinted, we asked, and they kind of winked.
Yep.
They didn't confirm, but we suspected.
They had a package for him, and here's part of that package, and he's going to run it all the way. Got it down about the 4.
Well, I was expecting quarterback run, but not expecting a different quarterback.
That's Singleton's 4th carry of the season so far. Malachi came over from Arkansas, where he knew Barry Odom when Barry was recruiting him when he was at Arkansas. Ryan Brown back in.
Yep, switch back. Again, now Barry Odom is wondering, do I take 2 downs to try to stuff it in the end zone here, or at least put this USC defense in bad position?
USC's final defender finally trotting off. 3rd down and goal from the 3. Brown in trouble. Now throws it sidearm, intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Bishop Fitzgerald. So Purdue, a great-looking drive, ends up with an INT.
It looked like a perfect decision by Ryan Brown. His original receiver fell down at the bottom of the screen. Watch down here. A collision, I believe that's where it happened, and then Brown has to go on the run. But as Horton goes across the field, nothing there, goes the other way, and then he thinks he's got him. But Fitzgerald cuts inside. That is some good athletic defense.
Back in West Lafayette, Sunday, October 12th, kickoff CBS Premiere Week with Kathy Bates in her Emmy-nominated role as Matlock. New season starts Sunday, October 12th on CBS. Gary, the Boilermakers waste a 72-yard drive in 7 plays with this interception.
Yeah, good coverage by DeCarlos Nicholson on the bottom. Did he get a little jersey? Probably, but got away with it. That forced Ryan Brown to scramble and throw, ultimately the INT. Ness, both teams had 3rd down at the 3, and both chose to pass.
Yep, exactly. Fitzgerald, by the way, that's his 2nd interception of the season. Here's Jordan.
Yeah.
Got a couple, maybe 3. Correa, the linebacker, made the hit.
And those 2 inside linebackers, Correa and Powell. We'll also see Sanford in there. Sanders Ellis. We'll see 4 different guys, but those 2 guys are the backbone of this defense, those 2 inside linebackers.
This time tracking Jordan down again.
Manny Powell, that's what we thought. The two inside linebackers, they're making the decisions. They're the quarterbacks. This is more of the defense that Barry has always run.
8 players, 3 coaches, and a couple of analysts came with Barry Odom from UNLV to this head coaching job at Purdue. And his 2 linebackers that came with him just made back-to-back plays.
Sure did. They know the defense. Good athletes sometimes. Playing at UNLV, this is that little nickel look, almost a dime look from Purdue. All different angles.
Lake McCree, the tight end in motion, now comes in on a wing left on 3rd down and 10. Mayava one-hands the snap and then throws it deep. And it's caught. Unbelievable. Chinook Hines, another one of those receivers who's dangerous. And Mayava just laid that thing up there and made his receiver try to make a 50-50 play.
Right away I was going, is that Lemon or Lane? Oh no, it's another guy they got that goes up to make that play. Yep. It's a tradition. They got another one that can do it. Kind of catch fire. When one guy, they see him do it at practice, you just throw it up. And Purdue rushed the passer well that time. Mayava had to get rid of it. He threw a jump ball, and it worked.
Chinook Hines picks up 25 with that catch out at the 45. Eli Sanders in the lineup for the first time, and he's got a nice gain. Picked up about 7. Here's what we were talking about. The guys that came from UNLV with Barry Odom. And those players have made some nice plays so far. Mayava sidearms it out, wide out screen. Makai Lemon after the catch, so dangerous. And he's got a big gainer and another first down at the 29-yard line.
Jaden Mayava knows that if he can get the ball to his receivers quickly, he's got playmakers after the catch, and nobody better than Makai Lemon.
So he had the 25-yarder to Hines, now a 20-yarder to Lemon. And as we hit the 120 mark, the Trojans have a first down at the Boilermaker 29-yard line. McCree, the tight end, will settle in again. He pulls it out of Sanders' gut and throws deep. And a jump ball incomplete. Almost coming down with it, Jacoby Lane, and we know that he can do that with one hand.
I was watching until the ball hit the ground because he goes up with that one hand. Watch him try to time it. Great coverage, but you're never safe, and he almost repeated another great catch.
Yep, he had one of those last week. He had one in the game we did last year.
You have to be very careful to say that's one in a lifetime catch because it happens almost every week.
It does almost every week. It's just against Georgia Southern. Watch this one. Yeah, he had the same kind of catch in the game we did. There, that one right there.
Yep.
So 5 out of 6 for Mayava. It's his first incompletion. And now Sanders, open field, and he's got room to run. Flags are down, but Sanders isn't down until the 2-yard line, but it might be coming back.
I think Jacoby Lane, I think it was him, got a hold in the secondary, blocking downfield. I think Tony Grimes was in position, but that play opened up quick.
Holding, offense number 8, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Second down.
So those big hands that make those big catches got a big hand.
Big grip. Especially, by the way, with white gloves and black jerseys.
Yeah.
They're easy to see.
That's for sure.
Just towards the left side of your screen is where it happened. Oh, yeah.
Right there. He's got a shoulder pad and a whole bunch more.
You know, he could have had black gloves on. I think he'd have got caught on that one.
I think so, yeah. That was a drag down. Jordan back in at tailback as we're under a minute in the quarter. Second down and 11.
2 tight ends in the game for USC. Lyons and McCree.
One on each side of the offensive line, and that's Lyons in motion. They're both to the right. Mayava looking that way. Throwing down the seam, and he's got his man, and it's McCree. First and goal, USC.
McCree in the H-back position right there. Number 87, little motion to create a 2 tight end look, and then the perfect read and throw.
First and goal, and about a yard gain for Wayman Jordan. Second down and goal, and that'll conclude quarter number 1. After the long rain delay.
That is the end of the first quarter. Timeout on the field.
We've had a lot of action here in the first quarter, but just 3 points so far. But the Trojans are threatening, as the Skies were earlier. Purdue, 2 good drives, but one ended in an interception. And USC's got a chance to start the 3rd quarter with a score when we come back. Celebrating the 25th anniversary of the 2000 Boilermaker team. Joe Tiller's wife and Drew Brees brings out a bunch of his teammates. That was a special group. Went to the Rose Bowl. And to start the 2nd quarter, USC at the 3-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Keeping it is Mayava for the touchdown.
Jaden, when he was at UNLV, showed this ability to run, has become more and more of a pocket guy, but he brings that when he needs it. Last time came down here, got a little fancy. This time, we running this football right into the end zone and stick it in. Nice drive, did a lot of good things. The one down the middle, the tight end pass right down the middle was a beautiful play. The jump ball play on the 3rd down catch, big play on that drive.
So it's about to be 10-0. Remember, this drive started after the end zone interception by Fitzgerald. The extra point is good, so they go 80 yards in 10 plays. 25 yards to Tanook Hines. Makai Lemon for 20. Lake McCree for 26. Then he said, okay, I did that with my arm. I'm going to try it with my legs. 3 yards for the touchdown. 2 rushing touchdowns on the year. USC's got 5 players with a couple already. Mayava from 3 yards out just moments ago to cap an 80-yard drive in 10 plays.
I think we're seeing, when we saw Jaden play last year, we saw the potential of what he could do. Now we're seeing a more polished quarterback. Lincoln Riley having another year with him. A little more coaching time for Lincoln, as he told us.
Right.
He's never done more coaching on the field since he put his support staff behind him. He says, I feel like I'm an assistant coach again out there.
He said Jaden was so raw when he came here, but I could see the potential, and now that's starting to pay off here early in the season of 2025. Kicked. Running up at the 4-yard line is Antonio Harris. And Harris brings it out across the 20. Ryan Brown set to take the field. An interesting journey, Jenny, for this guy to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah, after 2 seasons at Purdue, Brown took a brief detour to North Carolina, and in that short time away, he got a crash course from the one and only Bill Belichick. Lessons, he says, changed everything. He learned how to study alignments, dissect tendencies, anticipate every move before the snap. He said the coolest part was working under Belichick, getting a first-hand look at NFL-level preparation. But guys, as valuable as that was, he realized Purdue isn't just where he started, it's home and where he's meant to be.
Yep, he's happy to be back. His teammates are happy. The few teammates he still has to have him back, and here he is on the ground. Should be a face mask on Gentry, but I don't see a flag. Apparently not.
Yeah, he knew right away on the keep that he could not get outside of Gentry. Cut it up for a positive play. Good, smart run on 1st down, especially for the quarterback.
I thought there was a face mask here, but I guess not. Officials say no. Well, maybe it was just his hand coming across the face.
No, I think you're right. I think he got it. Yep, that could have been called and should have been called. Good eye, Ness.
2nd and 6. Brown has time now, runs out of it, and runs into a 1st down.
Yeah, maybe, did he slide too early? I always advocate those quarterbacks to dive for those 1st down plays. You get the advantage of where you get to. When you're sliding, they go where you start the slide, is where they put it. So you got to take that 1st down, dive between the guys. When you slide, it's where you start it.
And you're right, he's short.
Yep.
So it's going to be 3rd down and a yard.
Yeah, now it's a big stop. Now this Purdue offensive line has to come through. Can they knock him off the ball? Nope.
They can't. It'll be a loss of about 4. And it's number 4 that's got him all wrapped up, Jakeem Stewart. Big difference between that scramble and now punt.
Yep, Jakeem Stewart, one of the highly recruited players, comes out right there, beats his man cleanly. Remember, could that Purdue offensive line win? They did not. And he makes another tackle for loss.
A 6'5", 290-pound freshman who is one of the most highly recruited defensive linemen in the country, and he makes the play, and it forces Jack McAllister to punt. Wow, they almost got to the kick. fair catch and a diving fair catch taken by Makai Lemon. And we do have a flag down.
That's a big call. If it's holding him on USC, that could be an automatic first down. Let's see what happens here.
Personal foul. Defense leaping the shield. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
When I said they almost got the kick,
yes.
It's going to be a leap that gets it, and this is something you can't do.
Leaping the shield.
There's the shield, the three-man front. There's the leap.
Oh. You know, he kind of was going vertical, and then the Purdue guy attacked him when he leaped there. So I guess you got to make sure that you don't give the. Yeah, he kind of drifted his way.
That
so
was Walter Matthews,
yep.
who's the guy that was called for the penalty.
And Lincoln Riley's asking. My guy was just jumping, and the Purdue guy attacked him. But I do think he drifted into him. I agree with that call.
So it's first down by penalty. USC had too many penalties in their game a week ago in their win over Georgia Southern, admittedly. Lincoln Riley said, yeah, we got to stop that. Well, they've got 3 here in the first half so far. That was a big one. Brown loads, reloads, and incomplete. Maccabee was the closest guy. Anthony Lucas was putting some heat on him.
I thought this was good protection, though, Ness. You know, he had a good 2 seconds to look around. This is first down. Just look for your check down. Nothing there, nothing there. Okay, look for your check down. It's right there. Give him the football. Don't try to run first.
Yeah. So it's second down and 10 at the 44. Snap was a little wide. He got the handoff to Maccabee, and he's still going.
Wow, he is impressive.
Got it to midfield.
You know, he's coming into this game, he's 121 rush attempts short of the all-time record for Otis Armstrong, my teammate at Purdue, and that's a pretty good record to have for a guy that walked on here at Purdue.
If he averages about 98 yards a game, he'll pack Mike Allstott as the all-time rusher in Purdue history, and that's a good name as well.
How about 2 good names, right?
Yeah.
Armstrong and Allstott, they're
third down and 4. Blitz coming. Brown over the middle, and he's got his man, and it's complete, and it's Nitro Tuggle for the first down.
Remember how Purdue was having trouble handling the right side? What do? They adjust and give some help from these 2 players right here to right tackle, this time Baheen Coley. Help on the edge, and that allows Ryan Brown to get downfield and find his receiver. 14-yard
pickup to Nitro to the 36-yard line. Play action. Brown throws on the run. Tips incomplete.
Anytime the quarterback runs out of the pocket, usually it's one of the offensive linemen that doesn't expect it, and they grab on.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense number 8.
Wow.
15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
As you mentioned, the penalties, when that punt came down to USC, I said, I was ready to go. The Purdue defense needs to step up here because it could get out of hand. All of a sudden, 2 penalties and a really nice drive for the Boilers.
This one's on Devin Tompkins right there.
Yep. And wow.
Oh, that was an obvious one.
Really bad, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
There was no drift on that one, was there? That was right through his face.
So another first down and the 4th penalty for 55 yards against the Trojans. And that moves the ball to the 21-yard line. Malachi Thomas in the backfield for the Boilermakers. He gets the carry. And a nice gain as he spins his way down to the 16-yard line. So again, 3rd time Purdue's had a good looking drive. Let's see if they can pay this one off. One was stopped by a sack that forced a punt. One was stopped with an end zone interception by Fitzgerald, and now they've got it in the red zone again. Second down at 5. Brown sidearms it and incomplete. Dropped by Jesse Watson.
Yeah, he read Bishop Fitzgerald that time. This was an RPO. When the man in contrast, Fitzgerald blitzes, he throws at the blitz. Coming from the outside, that's who he's reading. Coming into the red, not enough numbers, get it outside, but not an accurate throw.
So a 3rd down coming up for Purdue. They came into the game picking up 52% of their third down conversions. They could really use one here in the USC red zone. Got 3 receivers to Brown's right, all in a bunch at the top of your screen.
7-man in rush position, 7 people up there for USC defense.
Looks like the track team for USC. Brown, look out from behind, hit as he throws, and it just flutters out incomplete. Eric Gentry, who else?
Yeah, I'm wondering right here if the running back did not
on the
scale
field is
this
fumble.
properly. Watch,
Fumble forward, out of
running
bounds,
back,
ball
there's an
returned to
extra
the
player
previous
to the
spot.
outside. I'm
Fourth down.
wondering on this play if Maccabee doesn't go the wrong way, because that should have been picked up. That was not a bad read by the quarterback. He had enough players there to pick this up. It was mishandled by either the offensive line or I think it was Maccabee.
And they actually ruled that a forward fumble, not a pass attempt. I'm not sure I'm buying that, but at any rate, it's going to force a field goal attempt by Spencer Purath. And he is 3 for 3 so far on the young season. Hit from 28 and 43 a week ago. Whistles blow before he kicks this one, and he doinks it off the right upright. So he'll get another chance. I don't know if this is official stoppage of play or if there was a flag.
I thought it was the back judge that called timeout.
The ball will be placed at the 22-yard line where it is 4th down.
So I think they might have got a note from up in the booth that it was a lateral and they did not spot it in the proper spot.
Let's bring Gene in right now. Gene, I don't buy this, first of all, being a fumble. How about you?
You know, Ness, I'm with you on that. I felt like Ryan Brown's arm was moving forward with control. Now I'm watching what they're doing. If they ruled that a fumble and that ball eventually went out of bounds, then you have to go back to the spot of the fumble for the spot, and I think that's why the officials stopped to say if we've ruled fumble, we've got to come back to the spot of the fumble and spot the ball at that location.
Exactly.
But I'm with you, Ness. I felt like it was a forward pass with control.
Gene, did that get help from the booth? Because the official called timeout to move it.
It's a 39-yard field goal attempt at any rate, and this one is good by Purath. Thanks, Gene, for that update, and it all makes sense to us now. Makes sense to Barry Odom, too. His team's on the board. They trail by a touchdown
Timeout
at
on the
home,
field.
second quarter.
Couldn't delay Miami, guys.
That's nothing, Zook. That's nothing. We had a 3-hour-plus rain delay here, so if you're just joining us, that's why we have 10:49 remaining in the second quarter here at West Lafayette. Purdue at home, trailing 10-3 to the Trojans of USC, who have had 2 possessions so far. The Trojans, a field goal and a touchdown by Jaden Mayava. So that's where we stand. And the kick will go into the end zone. USC will bring it out to the 25-yard line. Join host Nate Bargatze as your favorite stars shine and your favorite shows take center stage in a celebration of television's best at the Emmys. Live tomorrow at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, right here on CBS.
So this is where this Barry Odom defense could really make this a football game. USC has not punted in this football game. Jordan Mayava has done basically anything he's wanted to do, throwing the football. They need a stop to stay in this game.
Mayava on that last drive that he capped off by himself from 3 yards out had 3 pass plays of over 20 yards to 2 to his wide receivers and 1 to his tight end. And he has had the hot hand, as you saw those numbers on the screen. Now they go to Eli Sanders, and Sanders get it across the 30-yard line. Jenny.
Yeah, Barry Odom is very familiar with the opposing quarterback. Odom was Mayava's coach at UNLV when he won Mountain West Freshman of the Year. Now, Coach Odom has expressed his admiration for Mayava's continued development. He said he can make every throw there is on the field. He's a tough runner. He added, I hate to see him on the other side of the field. I love him to death, but I hope he plays awful today.
That was his exact quote. And he kind of said it under his breath. He looked at us and said, I love him to death, but I hope he plays awful. Well, he was part of the Barry Odom's first year at UNLV. There's Jaden on the left.
Barry Odom has given a very light box in this game so far. 5 defensive backs in the game, just 3 down linemen, kind of just daring USC to keep running the ball, but they refuse.
Jacoby Lane, that last catch, got him to the 45-yard line with a first down. Sanders shifts from one side to the other. He gets the carry, and Eli got about 5 more.
Taj Rael that time does a good job of coming up from that secondary. Again, if you can hold them, you know, no big explosive plays. They're going to gain yards. They're too powerful. They run the ball so well. I do believe this USC offensive line is better than a year ago watching them. They had a weakness at tackle last year. I think they've strengthened that position.
They're bigger on the offensive front as well. On the RPO, Mayaba throws incomplete.
He did not see that one. Purdue playing a zone again that time, and he's very fortunate to get away with that. Miles Slusher is standing right there. Just a little bit of pressure inside that time. Forced to throw the ball away, but he did not see this guy down here. He's very fortunate to get away with that throw.
That's the first time they pressured him, and it paid off, and it forces a 3rd down and 5. Third down so far, 3 for 3, and picked up 2 first downs from midfield. They'll keep it on the ground. Sanders trying to juke to the outside. They're not going to let him have enough room. He only got a yard. Nice play by Andarius Coffey.
And nice disguise this time by this Purdue defense, showing him a look and then bailing out of it at the snap by the middle linebacker and the defensive end. Enough DBs with their eyes on the quarterback. They're not playing man-to-man to stop the running play.
Andarius Coffey came over from Memphis, as did Taj Rael in the secondary for Purdue. And he makes a big play, but it's 4th down, and they're going for it on 4th and 4. At the Boilermaker 49.
Man-to-man look, and it looked disjointed. Purdue takes a smart timeout right here. All the players were looking over to the sideline.
So Barry Odom have a chance to talk to his defense. 8:27 remaining first half. Fourth down coming up. Good timeout, huh, Gary?
Yeah, it didn't look right, and really, if you look right here, there's 6 guys in the box, and there's only 4 more at Purdue. That's 10.
Almost everywhere it's 10.
That's why you could see that Purdue was looking over. They were confused on what to do, what the look was. Smart timeout.
This is USC's first 4th down attempt of the year here in week 3. 4th and 4. Trips to the top of your screen. Mayaba looking that way. Throws short on a crosser to McCree. He's got a first down and a bunch more. Lake McCree, the tight end, his second catch. This one good for another first down.
Yeah, this is a man-to-man route designed by Lincoln Riley. You get blocking from the guys coming across over here, and then the tight end just slips underneath it for an easy pitch and catch, like a running play. Again, goes picking onto the outside, made a lot of traffic, and able to sneak underneath it was Lake McCree.
McCree got it all the way to the 37-yard line. First down.
I think Lincoln Riley sensed that was an important get for his football team to keep this drive alive.
Yep. King Miller in the lineup for the first time, and the walk-on, who has been sensational so far this year with a good game.
Yeah, he sure is. I mean, this guy has made big plays, runs smart. I mean, redshirt freshman, and he has demanded, he's earned carries on this football team.
He's got 144 yards on 8 carries. You can do the math on the average. About 19 yards a run coming in. He got 9 there. 2nd and a yard. This time Mayaba pulls it. First down, blockers in front. He's in the red zone at the 18-yard line.
Good job inside. Watch the center right here, O'Connor. This is back-to-back plays. He's had really good key blocks on this play. Watch him crush it down. Good job inside this time by Raymond, number 73. And Mayaba says, you're going to have to stop the running game against all 11 on us.
It's a good thing Haduri Hines kept
ankle
tackle there. He might have scored.
Yeah, Walter Lyons, also the other tight end in the game, doing a good job.
First down at the 11. 2 trips in the red zone, a touchdown and a field goal so far. Mayaba crossing route, complete to the 11 to King Miller.
sense the confidence that Lincoln Riley has in his passing game. Also his protection. He's not helping the offensive tackles. He doesn't have to chip. He has all 5 receivers going out for passes, and he's trusting his quarterback.
It'll be second down and 3 here. King Miller stays in the Trojan backfield. Jaden 3 out of 4 for 33 yards on this drive alone. He's putting up some nice numbers here in the first half, as he has through the first 2 weeks of the season. And a flag down, false start. That's going to be the 5th USC penalty of the half.
False start. Offense number 67. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
That's the center, O'Connor. See if he just picks up the snap or moves the ball. Yeah, there's the little flinch.
More of a butt flinch.
Yeah, it was.
The ball.
Backs it up to the 15-yard line. 5 penalties, 60 yards. Just 1 penalty against Purdue. They came in as one of the least penalized teams in the country with only 5 penalties in the first 2 games.
Again, 2 tight ends. Same look they got. McCray down the middle. This time they run out of it. Oh, nice play.
No gain, maybe a yard for King Miller.
And Charles Correa is all over the football field making tackles, isn't he?
Player, man.
True sophomore. I watched it on tape. I just thought he was an elite football player. One of those typical Big Ten linebackers, reading the plays quickly, well talked by one of the great linebackers we saw, Mike Schurer, the defensive coordinator that Barry has brought along with him.
There's a 3rd down and long. 3rd and 7 would be another big stop for the Boilermakers defense. McCree, the tight end, comes out wide.
Both tight ends wide, the 2-star receivers in the slot. There he goes.
There's the hit, and short of the first down by about a yard is Mekhi Lemon. It's 4th down. Do you take the 3, or do you try to pick up 4th and 1?
Well, they're going to go for it. Or at least they're going to try to.
Yep. Wayman Jordan comes back in, the bigger of the backs.
Yeah, this is a little more than a yard, I think, too. It's about a yard and a half.
You see the line, 4th down, yard and a half, as Gary called it. In a pistol set with Jordan, the tailback. Gets the fake, and Maiava's got the first down again. So he uses his legs again, and that is working for him. Maiava pulled it from Jordan, kept it, cut to the left side, puts his head down, and take the defender with him. And so it's 1st and goal. Trojans another long drive, 70 yards. They mixed it up, 7 runs, 5 passes, over 7 minutes. We only have 3:30 to go in the half, and they're knocking on the Boilermaker door again. Lemon down to the bottom of your screen. Jacoby Lane to the top if they pass. They won't. And Jordan's going to score. Touchdown, Trojans. Wayman Jordan. This time Maiava, the fake. Purdue was looking for that, but it was Jordan all the way off left tackle for the touchdown. Well executed drive. 13 plays, 75 yards in 7.5 minutes, and a touchdown. Sairi for the point after, and it's up and good with 3:18 to go as USC on the road has stretched their lead 17-3. My partner is headed down to the field for special recognition here. We'll talk to him when he makes it field-wise. Another 75-yard drive by USC to take a 2-touchdown lead during the break. My partner, the Purdue Hall of Famer, made his way from the booth down to the sideline. And he meets our other sideline reporter, Jenny Dell. And he's going to be mic'd up. There he is.
It's been a while, Ness. Been a while since I've been down here. It looks the same, though. I'll tell you that.
You just don't have to face a rush right now. So
For true. And a good USC team. That was a nice drive.
So Purdue's going to get it with 2 timeouts remaining and 3:18 to play in the first half. Antonio Harris back at the goal line awaiting the kick. Sairi, who just hit the extra point after the touchdown, the second one of the day for the Trojans. And they'll let this one go and bring it out to the 25-yard line. It's not the first time my partner has not only been my analyst, but he's been my sideline reporter too. Let's take you to Tokyo.
And Gary's made his way down to the sideline.
You know, I got hurt so many times playing football, I'm just kind of nervous down here, you know.
The Big Ten is a great league, and I'm proud to represent us.
Here we go. We got the Roses right here.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Great job representing us in the Rose Bowl.
Those were great times, right?
Yeah, that was thousands and thousands of miles away, and the Rose Bowl trip for the.
So it was nice to see that Purdue 2000 team, their first Rose Bowl trip in a while, and that for Barry was that Rose Bowl trip, that first one, and we covered that whole year.
First one since the early 60s for the Badgers and that trip.
Plenty of time here, 3:10 to go. You know, I mean, nice methodical drive here. Take your time. This would be an important drive for the Boilers.
Got 3 minutes to play with and 2 timeouts. Maccabee in the backfield with Brown. 4-man rush. Brown's going to throw it out to Maccabee and see if he can beat the defender. Broke a tackle and got the first down, but we got a flag down.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be on the right tackle again. That right side has been a problem. Number 1, Fountain, was turning around saying, I got grabbed.
Holding. Offense number 78. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Second down.
Buckney Coley is the guilty party, as Gary called it, with a holding call. More action coming up tonight at 8 Eastern over on CBS Sports Network as Wyoming goes head-to-head with number 20 Utah in primetime.
Yeah, now you'll see Lincoln Riley smartly try to figure out if the clock can move in his favor with a stop here.
Yep, USC's got 3 timeouts. And it's second down and 13, a spot that the Boilermakers didn't want to be with on this drive. Jaheim Merriweather in the backfield, and he got maybe a yard. There's another flag down.
Yeah, let's see how aggressive Lincoln Riley is, and I wonder if, no, it was, you're right, it's the flag for the timeout.
Holding. Defense number 4. 10-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Well, that one goes against the Trojans, and that'll give Jakeem Stewart with the flag, gives the Boilermakers a first down. We saw Stewart make a nice play defensively earlier in the game. The freshman this time.
That was an interesting call
Yeah,
right
it was.
there. Being pushed at the same time he was going across. He probably had a grab, but usually they let him get away with that. But that changes the dynamic here. Plenty of space now for Purdue to get aggressive.
First down at the 34-yard line. Brown screen in the middle to the tight end, and Burhan is out close to another first down. Burhan's been a little bit banged up. They think highly of him. When he's healthy, they think he's going to be a really good one.
Yeah, right side of the line, he kind of goes out, and then because he stays behind the line, those offensive linemen can get downfield. Feels like the officials have left their flag out on the field from over here now. You see that?
And here's a first down toss, and it's Nitro Tuggle still on his feet. Gary, I'm not so sure that's not one of those bags that goes around.
Oh, I see.
I think it's a piece of USC uniform, I think.
Gotcha. Interesting.
But they haven't picked it up, and it does confuse you a little bit. And we worked our way down to the 2-minute timeout.
This is the 2-minute timeout for the first half. Timeout on the field.
We'll pick that up. There we go. Now we got it out of the way. 1:51 remaining in the half. 17-3 USC with the Boilermakers on the drive, courtesy of Nitro Tuggle. The final 2 minutes of the first half is presented by the Active Cash Card from Wells Fargo. And actually, they put time back on the clock. They didn't get that last playoff before the 2-minute timeout, so it's going to be second down and 1 instead of a 1st and 10. And the line of scrimmage will be the 42-yard line of Purdue.
Yeah, you really couldn't have it better if you're a quarterback right now. 2 timeouts, midfield, 2nd and 1. I mean, this is a dream 2-minute drill for a quarterback.
Interesting, during the timeout, was able to hear, I'm pretty sure it was Drew Brees and Gary talking, and I was listening, and Drew said, hey, if we don't throw that pick, Gary, it's 17-10.
Absolutely, that's how we always look at it.
2nd and 2 is what they're going to call it. The throw out in the flat, and now is it going to be a first down? It is. Got it out to Jackson, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, good tackle, but again, because the ball's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, you can block downfield, no problem, good call. Move the chains, they'll stop it for a second, but plenty of time.
Now it's first down. The Boilermakers at their own 45. That's Jackson in motion across the field. Ryan Brown backpedaling, looking for a receiver. He's just going to throw it away. Live for another play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Coming up on the Geico halftime report, Adam, Aaron, Rick, and BJ. If they're still not sleeping, we'll break down our game and catch you up on all the action from around the country. It's all coming up on the Geico halftime report. Those guys put in an unbelievable day today, and it's not over yet. 2nd and 10. Brown throws. That was supposed to be a screen to the tight end, I think, and Gentry just blew that thing up.
Come on, he is a quick reader of these plays. I mean, it just stands out. We saw it last year. That really hurt USC when he went down. Then he, as Ness told you before, decided to redshirt, but he smelled this play out, beat the block by the offensive lineman, almost deflected the pass, and then made the tackle.
We got a timeout. 1:25 till halftime. 17-3 Trojans. Purdue trying to boil her up from our AT&T pylon cam here in the last minute and 25 seconds of the second quarter. They've got the ball, trailing by 2 touchdowns, and they have a very big 3rd and 10 upcoming. It is officially sundown in West Lafayette. If you're just joining us, we had a 3-hour lightning and rain delay. So it's a good thing we got the lights at Ross-Ade Stadium. They didn't have them when Gary played here.
No, they did not.
Gary's on the field. He'll be honored at halftime. He's doing his analysis from the field. And out of respect for Gary, I have not messed with the telestrator.
There you go. Interesting call here, you know, with USC with 2 timeouts, 3rd and long. How do they dial this up for Purdue? Do they run or do they throw the ball?
They only converted 1 3rd down so far today, and this is their biggest one so far.
Right. If they run the ball or a short pass, then USC would have to burn a timeout.
Blitz coming. Brown trying to sidestep it and can't. Down he goes. And it's Floyd Picard. They brought 6.
Hey, you can almost feel the coaching on this play. If nothing's there clean, just eat the ball.
Back in 30 seconds with a 4th down coming up. 1:20 to go. 1 timeout for USC as Jack McAllister's going to punt it away for the Boilermakers. Backpedaling down to the 10-yard line. Mekhi Lemon, and he goes down. Well, he's still on his feet. I thought he was going down, and now he does around the 11-yard line. Lincoln Riley in his 4th year as head coach of the Trojans. 3 years ago, they won 11 games. Then it was an 8-5. Then it was a 7-6. So there's a little bit of pressure. You don't want to go 7-6 again in your 2nd year in the Big Ten. And if you look at the comparison of the guy he replaced, the records are almost identical. And had he not beaten Georgia Southern last week, those records would have been just reversed. And Clay Helton now the head coach at Georgia Southern.
Brad, remember when we asked Barry, will Lincoln be conservative? He goes, no, Lincoln is Lincoln.
Lincoln will be Lincoln.
And he's Lincoln it here.
Mayava backpedaling all the way to the end zone and throws it away. So just over a minute to go now with 1 timeout left.
You know, we had them early in the year. I think they got that football team last year up to number 11 in the country. That Michigan loss stung them. They had that game, I thought, in hand.
They needed to make 1 tackle.
1 more tackle.
Yep. Mayava sidearm, wide receiver screen going nowhere. Nice job by the Purdue defense. And it was Smiley Bradford who's making a couple of nice plays today, and he made another good one there.
Yep, quick screen, something safe.
Completed it to Hines, but Bradford was right there on it.
Here's just USC right now. If I'm calling plays, I don't know what Lincoln will do. I would not want to make a mistake and give Purdue any more life right now. If I have to go in 17-3, I would take that.
I would too. Let's see if they keep it on the ground. They're going to let the clock wind down, the play clock down until the very last moment as well. And they do run it, Eli Sanders. Now the problem is you got to catch this guy. And they knock him out of bounds with 8 seconds to go.
Pretty good cross block. That good job by Lake McRae, number 87, coming across on that zone, kind of delay split zone play, and get Sanders into the secondary for a nice first down.
The senior played at New Mexico before transferring to USC. Picked up 20 out to the 30. And Mayava, empty backfield, might be the last play of the half. As this one's taking a while to develop, too long. And he goes down, sacked by D'Amico Kennedy, and that will bring the half to a close. As Kennedy gets to the USC quarterback, and that's where we'll end the first half. Nice pressure that time. Took a long time. Mayava couldn't find anybody open, and Kennedy was there to make the play. USC will get the second half kickoff. Right now they've got a 2-touchdown lead over the Boilermakers of Purdue. Mayava, a good first half, both throwing the football and on the ground. And Lincoln Riley is with Jenny.
After a 3-hour weather delay, how do you think the team responded in the first half?
We just got it back to West Coast time. So that was God doing that for us. So no, we responded well. We came out, had some really good stops, obviously defensively, which really got us some momentum. It's a tough, rugged game like we thought it would be, but good to see both sides of the ball playing well.
So you won the first half. How do you improve in the second?
Well, that'll be the challenge right now. We've got to be able to maintain it, the intensity. We've got to continue to make big stops defensively. Got to run the ball a little bit more consistent in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Lincoln. Thanks, Jenny. 17-3 is our halftime score. As we're going to send you to Adam Zucker and our guys in the New York studio for the Geico halftime report. Zuck.
All right, Mr. West Coast Ness coming up here on the Geico halftime report. Georgia extending its winning streak against Tennessee to 9, and it included the ultimate catch presented by the U.S. Army. A crazy game. London Humphreys hauling this touchdown in from Gunnar Stockton to help tie it up. They would win it in overtime as he shows you how to be all you can be. We're back with highlights next.
$17-3, USC on the road, leading at halftime at West Lafayette here at Ross-Age Stadium. Well, he might have been number 1 in your hearts, but he was number 18 in your programs. My Hall of Fame partner, Gary Danielson, Purdue quarterback from 70 to 73, led the Big Ten in passing in 71, and he was honored at halftime here at West Lafayette.
In 1971, this Purdue quarterback led the Big Ten in passing, graduating as one of the greatest signal callers in program history. He earned his spot in the cradle of quarterbacks, and following his NFL career, has become one of the most recognizable voices in all of college football. For the past 36 years, including 20 with CBS, Gary Danielson has called the nation's biggest games, and this season is his last in the broadcast booth. Presenting Gary with a framed jersey of his number 18, our fellow Cradle of Quarterback members, Drew Brees and Mark Herman. Gary, thank you for all that you have done for college football. We wish you the best in retirement, and you are always welcome back home here at Purdue.
Nice ceremony at halftime. Congrats, partner.
Thanks, pal. I'm very proud to stand with those two guys, two of the most prolific passers that ever played here. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, and then the crowd, after a 3-hour rain delay, stuck around for you, man. They got to stick around for the second half, too.
I'm ready. I think it's been a good contest. I mean, USC is real, but Purdue's hanging.
Yep.
Purdue's hanging in. This defensive series right here, I think, is key to where they can stay in this football game.
All right, we're going to find out as USC gets the ball to start the third quarter. USC has not punted. They do have 6 penalties for 70 yards. That's probably the biggest negative so far in the game. But awaiting the second half kickoff, Makai Lemon, he's going to bring it out. And a nice job by the special teams to knock him down at the 16-yard line. And we down at Jenny Dale. Jenny?
Well, before this game, Barry Odom told us that the margin of error in this game is 0 and that they can't turn the ball over. We saw what happened in that first half. He said, listen, we just need to execute out there. When we execute, they really haven't stopped us. So the focus in the second half, execute and also protect their quarterback. And Gare, being down here on the field with you, I know we've talked a lot over the last few days about how Purdue has really shaped you as a person. I think I speak for all of us when we say, you have shaped all of us, made us better people, better co-workers, and better friends just because of who you are. So thank you.
Thanks, Jen. And a lot of people with a helping hand around here for me now, so I'll tell you that right now. Our crew and professors and teammates and everybody around here.
First down, USC. And Wyman Jordan spins his way for about 6 out around the 21-yard line. Really hasn't been a lot of rushing yards by either team. Mayaba with the biggest numbers. At one point, he was almost perfect. And Jaden ended up 11 of 14, 184. His touchdown came on the ground from 3 yards out. Second down and 5. The RPO, and he's going to go deep. Man out there, almost caught, broken up, and we're going to have a flag.
Oh, pass interference on that one.
Makai Lemon, the intended receiver. And Grimes, the guilty party.
Yeah, Tony Grimes is going, man, I was man-to-man against a tough guy here. This was combat, hand-to-hand combat. I think that is not a good call.
Automatic first down.
Both guys using their arm to fight the other player off. I don't know how you can cover somebody on those high outside shoulder thing. Both guys are fighting, and yeah, I think that would have been a good no call.
As it is, penalty against Purdue. I mentioned coming in, they had not been penalized much. That's a freebie for the Trojans. So they start at the 36-yard line after the penalty. Jordan banged at the line of scrimmage.
Purdue back in that 3-man front on that play. Have done this a nice job controlling the USC rush game with that underman. They need the defensive backs in the backfield to stop the big plays. They've done a good job with the help of those 2 inside linebackers for Purdue.
Correa and Powell both in on that stop. Basically just a 1-yard gain, maybe a half a yard.
Correa way outside in man-to-man coverage.
Mayaba scrambles to his left, got some pressure there, comes back the other way. Still with his eyes downfield, and he's going to throw it away. Nope, he's going to throw it incomplete.
He was out of bounds, no matter even who caught it that time, like McCree.
So it's third down.
Went to the left side. You see the good coverage right there on the running back. Had to come back, go the other way, and pretty good sticky coverage from that secondary, giving them no easy throw.
This would be a big stop. We said but Barry Odom's defense could force a 3 and out. They haven't forced a 3 and out because they gave up the penalty, but a stop here would be just as good.
Haven't forced a punt.
Nope. Eli Sanders in the backfield with Mayaba. Blitz coming. Mayaba loads and fires deep left side. Got his man in stride. And it's Jacoby Lane with another big game.
So Purdue comes with a real late delayed blitz. Never got there, but again, Jacoby Lane wins it at the line of scrimmage. This thing was over against Dory Hines in the first 2 yards of the pattern, and against bump and run, that's where you tell your receivers you win. You win off the line of scrimmage, and he did it beautifully.
The pass was perfect.
Perfect.
42-yard pickup for Lane all the way to the 21-yard line. So the Trojans have got something working here on the opening possession, third quarter. Mayaba pulls it out, throws it to Sanders. Sanders maybe got 2.
I think that's the second big third and very long that USC picked up. Remember the jump ball on one, and then the bump and run coverage went a little aggressive that time, brought a 4th rusher from deep in the secondary, and that didn't have time to get him.
He's had like 5 chunk plays in the air game, Mayaba. That one drive, he had 3 of them that were over 20 yards. The last one to Lane was 42.
That was pretty aggressive bump and run on those guys to the outside. Those receivers are tough to play man to man.
2nd down and 8. They're back in the red zone. That's McCree, the tight end, will settle in on the left flank. Mayaba goes back the other way. Incomplete. And intended for Lemon again.
So last time on 3rd and long, remember they gave a zone look, but they brought a late blitz. 3rd and long again. Let's see the defense that Barry dials up here.
The crowd hoping he dials up something to prevent another 1st down. 3rd down and 8. Mayaba flushed out of the pocket. Throws on the run. Incomplete.
They went with coverage that time. Last time, Ness man-to-man to the outside. This time they drop. Only bring 3 rushers. They go to that deep safety look. And that time Mayaba cannot find a safe player to throw to. 3 rushers, just enough pressure, by the way, with 3 rushers to kind of blow that play up.
Wayman Jordan was the intended receiver, so that's going to bring out Sairi to try a field goal. He hit his first one from 24. This one will be a 37-yard field goal attempt. Ryan Sairi has been perfect so far through 2.5 games of the year. 37-yarders right down Main Street. So they had the big pass play. Drive stalls, field goal good. 20-3 Trojans. For Lincoln, do we? I would like to start the game at 3:30 Eastern time.
Well,
that's just me.
I was at the TV, the weather on it said 0 chance for rain today.
I know. I kept looking at the extended forecast. Sunny and 86. They blew that one. Thus, 65-yard drive and 8 plays got USC the field goal to lead by 17.
Haven't been back to Nebraska since Frankie Solich was calling.
Little Frankie Solich. Bo Pelini, little Frankie Solich, Tom Osborne.
And now Matt Rule's over there.
Now Matt Rule in his 3rd year. It'll be fun. I love the people in Lincoln.
Sure.
I don't think I've ever had to buy a beer in Lincoln. It's great.
Me neither.
You don't need one. Michael Jackson's back deep, awaiting the kick. And from the 3-yard line. Nice return out to the 30. Our game trends so far. Jordan Mayaba has been marvelous. Brought to you by Geico. 28 passing yards and that rushing touchdown. Mockabee 41 yards on the ground. The rest of the team -3, and you add in the sacks, and their rushing yardage is not so good.
Yeah, that's a major marker there. 4 sacks in 1 half. And just imagine the other pressures on top of that that Ryan Brown's evaded.
We saw Gentry had 2 of those sacks. There's the numbers for Ryan Brown. That interception, they were on their way to the end zone. The interception was in the end zone. Brown throws a laser. Nice throw.
It's a big leaguer right there.
Got it out to Branch.
Yep. Branch used his speed that time. Just shorten that cushion right at him. Full speed. And then 1 step and he's to the outside. No slippage at all. And Ryan puts it on the run, right on the hands.
20-yard pickup. Branch, they said, the coaches said, yeah, we put about 17 pounds on him. He could use another 20. He's listed at 185. I don't think he's that big, but he's fast. First down, the 45. Out in the flat to Jackson, up to the 49-yard line. Jackson, who was at Georgia before the transfer, and actually had his best game when he was a member of USC against UCLA. So he's seen this team before and that uniform before. 2nd down and 6. Blitz coming.
Man.
Oh, they ran right into the blitz.
That is a busted play for sure.
Samir Robinson just levels Maccabi.
Danton Lynn, that time defensive coordinator for USC, called a correct blitz on that play. Purdue is pulling there. See Danton right there? Turned this defense around a year ago. They become right in the middle right there. Just as Purdue pulls this offensive line for the counter, he's hitting it from behind. Perfect defensive call.
Now they've got just a 2-man rush here as the way they have it set up. 3rd down and 10.
I think more are coming now.
I do too. Brown fires. Nice throw. 1st down.
Nice throw. They picked up the twisting front. It didn't look like a lot were coming, but they did. And look at that offensive line. They've given up 4, but they're not giving up 5, at least on this one. And a good throw to the outside.
And when Ryan's got time, he can lay it out there.
He does. He's got a bright future, I'll tell you.
This time goes to the tight end, who gets it around the 40-yard line. That's George Burhan.
You know, just something we haven't really talked about. Josh Henson, Barry's offensive coordinator, had spent 3 years at USC coaching there. He's calling plays. Hasn't called offense in 8 years.
Right.
Calling offensive plays. He's out here mixing it up well.
He was considered the offensive line coach, offensive coordinator under Lincoln Riley, but when you're the offensive coordinator under Lincoln Riley, it's like being Superman's bodyguard.
Exactly. You know? What are you going to call, Coach?
2nd and 9. Look out. Brown got himself a little opening and overshot his intended receiver. Incomplete.
I did like the way he rode up into the pocket that time. It has not worked for him bailing deep. The speed and athletic ability of this USC defense have been running him down, okay? If it's designed outside, okay. But that time he got inside of it, made about the only throw he had. You know, it would have had to be perfect.
See if they can pick up another 1st down. He's 4 out of 5 on this drive. He needs 9 yards or more right here. Going to flare it out in the flat. Can he get to the 1st down? He can. And then some. Antonio Harris. 1st down, Boilermaker.
I'll tell you, Josh Henson guessed right on this one. Okay, he expected that they would bail, but they did not bail quickly to man. They were looking backwards for receivers and get the ball out quickly, and they get Harris the 1st down.
1st down at the 26 of USC.
Hatching good calls from D. Corden, offensive Corden.
There's a double pass coming up. Jackson trying to get it back. Gentry almost intercepted it. Now on a one-hopper, Brown's got it. And he's in the end zone. Was that considered a lateral? And then he just scooped it up? I don't think he caught it, did he? At any rate, it's a touchdown.
The ruling on the field is both passes were backward. The ball was recovered by the offense. Rizzo for the play is a touchdown.
We were just looking at it in my ISO. It was close, but I think they both were laterals.
The first one was for sure.
I think he throws the ball at about the 34-yard line. Let's see when he lets this ball go.
That's a lateral by 3 yards.
Ruling on the field of 2 backwards passes is now under further
close.
review.
It is really close. Is it?
By being a lateral, it's a one-hopper. Okay, we'll get another look from a different angle.
34, he lets it go with his right hand. It looks like it's in front of that line.
Okay, Gentry, Gene's with us as well. Gene looked like Gentry touched it about at the 34.
I'm with you guys, too. I'm thinking the same thing. It looks to me like when Michael Jackson that ball leaves his hand, it might be 33.5. And then when Gentry's touching it,
it's right on the 34. I think when Gentry touches it, he's right on the 34. Because it's thrown by Jackson with his right hand, I think he gets to the half-yard line. I think you're right, Gene.
Yeah, I think that's where I was looking to. And remember, they ruled these backwards, so now we have to find something really clearly, indisputably the other way, right? To say that it would be overturned, I don't think you have that here, fellas.
It was ruled a touchdown. It would be a 26-yard rush.
How about the heads-up play by Brown?
Both passes were backward. Therefore, the ruling of touchdown is upheld.
Ryan Brown, touchdown.
Just like they drew it up.
Exactly.
A great read by Eric Gentry that time to get in the middle of that play. He saw the quarterback, he sniffed it out. It could have been a disaster, and it ended up being a positive play, but a heads-up play by Ryan Brown.
Absolutely. He could have said, I'm just going to let this thing go, and we'll try another play. Porath for the point after. It's up and good. One of the crazier plays you've seen so far this year, probably. But it's good. And the Purdue faithful excited by being right back in the game. Out to Jackson. And Thriller back the other way. Brown on the scoop and score from 26. And it's 20-10 USC, and Barry Odom's team back in it. Passes, touchdown. Here's how it looked.
Yeah, all the linemen kind of simulated a screen pass so they would run right away towards the first pass, but only Gentry was heads enough to see it. Henson is watching this live. I bet he hasn't called plays in 8 years, and he goes, no, yes.
Just like we drew it up.
Oh, no, what? He's got it? And he goes, all right, I never want this job again.
That's good. That's excellent. 20-10. Seth Turner to kick. And they'll let this one go, bring it out to the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at the Discover Conference updates. 4 teams ranked in the top 10. Illinois, Oregon, Penn State, and Ohio State. Combined score of 4 shutouts last week, 238-0. And 14 of the 18 teams entering the week undefeated, including this USC team that came in leading the country with 66 points a game and 676 yards of offense a game.
How about USC is not allowed a rush touchdown all year until that crazy play.
Yeah, that crazy one. Maava throws down the seam, caught. McCree, big catch for the tight end again.
He's able to put that ball. He is cool with this football, isn't it? Put both tight ends together. We've seen this play before. You got Big McCree, who also got injured a year ago, but lays it big open middle right there. No safety in the middle of the field. Taj Rael was kind of favoring the right side of the quarterback's eyes, and he was able to come back to the tight end. Beautiful call. Nice design by Lincoln Riley.
11 chunk plays, including that one that went for 29 to the tight end. Now Maava on the keep again. And he's going to be run out of bounds after a short gain. Maybe got a yard out of it.
Because just the difference of this defense design for Purdue from a year ago. It was more man-on-man challenge, a real deep safety, 5-7-man box, basically a bear look, asking your bump and run corners or your safety to make plays. Now it's more of an 11-man defense. Everybody's got their eyes on the ball, much more help making tackles than when we watched this a year ago.
Purdue changes its personnel up defensively. Play clock down to 5. Maava, empty backfield. Jaden throws, almost picked off.
Yes, he did. He guessed almost right.
Slusher jumped it and almost got it.
Yeah, that's a veteran football player that has played at Arkansas and Colorado, and he sensed the out all the way, and he beats the receiver to the spot and just does not make the catch.
AT&T pylon cam, what could have been a big turnover.
Yep, he was playing the sticks right there, and you know USC receivers will come back and say, let me go by this guy. Come on.
They're down and 8. They're 50% on this kind of distance on third down. They're going to keep it on the ground to Sanders, and he broke a tackle, but he didn't get there.
Big broken tackle, though, got it to 4th and what, about 2?
Yep.
Pretty much have to believe with that running call right there, you knew Lincoln Riley was going to go for it on 4th down.
Now they've done perfect on 4th down today, 2 for 2, all on one drive. They'll go here, kind of no man's land anyway. 4th down and 2. But Barry Odom's defense get a stop.
Question on USC has always been, can they run the ball when they have to? Lincoln Riley with the mistake in lining up for USC was forced to take a timeout.
So they'll use a timeout with a 4th down and 2 coming up. 6:40 remaining. 3rd quarter. 10-point game. Big 4th down upcoming. They're 2 for 2 on 4th down today, Gear.
They have, and I think you have to, going up right here, Ness, you have to count for the quarterback run here, right?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to get it, but if you're Purdue, you have to remind your team the quarterback will run the ball.
He has today, efficiently, including a touchdown. He's got Wayman Jordan behind him, and he pulls it up and throws, and he's got the tight end Lions. 1st down at the 30.
And that was blocking all the way. There was only one man with the ability to catch the ball there. Everybody else was committed. The wide receivers were blocking downfield. This was a one-man pick route to the outside to Walter Lyons.
Both tight ends were that side.
Both receivers blocking over there. It was a one-man pass pattern.
3 for 3 on 4th down. And now 1st down at the 29. Just over 6 to play, 3rd quarter. 10-point Trojan lead. Jaden Mayava gives it off this time to Jordan. He's going to lose 2 or 3. Good stop by the interior of the Boilermakers, led by Jamarius Dinkins.
Yeah, Dinkins did a great job that time. One of the backup players, number 55, transfer from Kentucky inside, takes it on, dislodges and makes the spin and makes the tackle. Beautiful job.
First guy that forced that was guess who? Correa again.
He is a force. He quickly reads the play. He knows the defense, been taught well, and he's anticipating where that ball goes.
2nd down and 11. Lions, the tight end, he and McCree both on the right side on the 2 tight end set. Mayava, plenty of time down the seam, and that was some double coverage. Lions was there, but so was
that was a little bit of a crowded route right there, right? The spacing was not good for USC, and they paid the price here. 2 players in the same spot allowed the Purdue defenders to make the play on it.
And it was Hines that broke it up.
Yep, very good job coming. But because it was so compact, he was able to get there.
3rd down and 11. Need to get to the 20-yard line for a 1st down. Mayava going left the whole way, tipped. And again, it was Matty Powell.
It was. Got his hand on a 3-man rush again. It's been the story of 3rd and long. Hasn't worked all the time, but that's been the story. Tipped inside, and once it's tipped, there's no pass interference.
Zaire will try another field goal. He's perfect on the year, but every field goal is getting a little bit deeper. This one will be from 48 yards, make it 49 yards out. No problem. I guess he can just keep backing up. Zaire, another field goal. His 3rd of the day with 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, makes it 23-10. USC a 2-score lead over Purdue with 5:01 to go, 3rd quarter. They had lost 9 straight games in the Eastern time zone. Their last win came in 2012, East Rutherford, New Jersey, against Syracuse. Matt Barkley threw 2 touchdowns in the first half. Then there was a 70-minute weather delay. Of course there was at halftime. Matt finished the day with 6 touchdown passes. USC won 42-29. And so it's been a long time. They've traveled 2,100 miles from L.A. to West Lafayette. They've got the lead right now here in the 3rd quarter with 5:01 to go. 23-10.
And just to expand on that, USC faced those in the Big Ten. You're going to play in the Central time zone. If you count the Central and Eastern, it's been 14 straight losses.
Wow. Well, so far so good. A little bit bigger plane, a little different approach to practice and travel this year. Lincoln Riley was telling us And so far, so good. Michael Jackson lets it go into the end zone, out to the 25-yard line. Let's take a look at the Modelo game changer. It's been the pass rush.
I really do think that's been the key to the game. It's really changed and forced Purdue to call a different type of game. We've seen Ryan Brown, when he has time, he can sling it too, but that's what he's been dealing with. He knows that he only has so much time to get rid of that ball. 4 sacks in the first half and 3, 4, 5 pressures on top of that.
8 tackles for loss. The 1 interception was in the end zone. And number 18, Gentry's got 2 of those sacks. Maccabee broke a tackle. Tried to head to the outside, and he picked up 5.
That's right. That's what I think. But talking at halftime, I wouldn't have been surprised. Going back to Maccabee to kind of control that pass rush, help the offensive line, kill a little clock, and move the chains.
Talking about Gentry, and there he is making the tackle after a 5-yard gain. Brown throws. Wow, got it out to him, complete.
Ryan Brown has been doing a nice job. You know, I mean, he's had the 1 interception, but that was kind of an iffy play right there. He had to let it go on a scramble, but he has made accurate balls, especially to the sideline.
Yeah.
He has been very good.
E.J. Horton made that catch for the first down at the 41. Maccabee again banging his way through would-be tacklers, and a good gain of 5 again.
So we talk about Maccabee being a walk-on at Purdue, but he committed to Navy, okay? Doesn't he remind you of a Navy running?
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, if he was playing for Navy, we'd go, this guy.
Yeah, this guy's something. Positive yardage on every play.
Absolutely.
Sidearm throw, wide receiver screens incomplete, intended for Horton. Talking about Devin Maccabee and how he's just kept grinding away at Purdue and moving up the all-time rushing list. And there's where he stands right now. Durking's next, then Otis Armstrong that Gary played with, Corey Sheets, Mike Allstott, the all-time leader. Jenny?
Yeah, I asked him about chasing those milestones. He said, even since high school, I've never been a numbers chaser. If you're pushing for stats, you're not doing your job. But still, Maccabee admitted, I'm in the company of legends, and that feels like a fantasy.
Absolutely, yeah. Pretty impressive names on that list. Brown got a man on the run. It's Tuggle. Nitro still on his feet. Down to the 20-yard line.
We talk about winning at the line of scrimmage, and that's what Tuggle did on this play. Bottom of the screen, you'll see him right here, one-on-one. Watch him win against the bump and run coverage. You see it's man-to-man as they chase the motion man, and then he wins as the 2 players run into each other as he makes his break. That's why it was a big play instead of an 8-yard play.
A 33-yard play to the 20-yard line. No gain on this play for Malachi Thomas. It'll be 2nd down at 10. Barry Odom, this is a different looking team than a year ago. Obviously a completely different team. It's a different coaching staff. It's a different everything. But the discipline and the way they're playing and the toughness, the kind of things that Barry Odom's known for, and they're still playing that way with 2.5 to go 3rd quarter. Brown, heavy pressure, hit as he throws, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Jarrett, the big guy. Rumbling his way. He's going to take it all the way for a touchdown, USC. 360 pounds, lumbering 70 yards for the touchdown. I bet that felt like 200 yards for him.
Yeah, it was ultimately from the secondary, Kamari Ramsey, number 7, that gets the big hit and pops the ball into the air. Right here is the guy that makes the play on Ryan Brown. Then that ball pops out, free run, puts it up in the air.
This is a dream come true.
And then there's nobody that can catch him. Even though he runs a 5'6", 5'8", 40, there's nobody there.
70 yards for the big fella.
Devon Tompkins, number 8, was also in on the play. I want to give him credit, but off the edge, Ramsey and then inside Tompkins popped that ball up. Take a blow, big man. Take a rest.
That 0 looks pretty thin on him right now after that run. Extra point coming up.
Danton Lynn with that blitz package that he's known for. Put the pressure on. We said the game breakers was that pass rush.
Right.
And it turned out to be, again, that weapon for USC.
That is one happy young man from Greensboro, North Carolina. By way of Georgia, the transfer to USC. And the scoop and the pick 6 for the big guy. 30-10.
Guys.
Thanks, Zook. Jamal Jarrett's going to be telling his grandkids about that. That chair is barely holding him, but nothing could hold him on 70-yard interception return for a touchdown.
2 weird touchdowns. One by Purdue, and now USC answers.
It's the first interception for a touchdown by a USC defensive tackle since Enos Davis did it in 1999.
That's deep in the book.
Deep in the book.
Deep in the book.
That comes from George Hill, our ace statistician. Well, they're having fun on the road right now after being 1-4 on the road last year, USC. The kick, they'll go to the 14-yard line. Michael Jackson on the return out to about the 37.
Well, you really can't blame the offensive lineman, but Danton Lynn actually caught the protection in the first. The guard has to stop there, but the key part of this thing is watch this guy the whole way. He doesn't have a great pass rush, but everything falls right into his hand.
He had 3 tackles all of last year in Athens for the Georgia Bulldogs. He's got one of the biggest plays of the year by a defensive player, and the sideline is going, are you kidding me? Jamal just took it 70. Yeah, and Ryan Brown's going, man, I had 2 bad plays today, both interceptions.
It was a dialed-up blitz at the perfect time when Purdue was cross-blocking with the guard.
Jaden Walker makes the tackle for a loss on Mockabee. You chest bump with him, you better have something behind you, Danton Lynn. Didn't knock the coach down, but almost had a DC down.
They dialed up again. Perfect timing on that blitz. That guard has got a real problem. He comes across looking for a linebacker, and all of a sudden you got a DB running right back. You're not going to make that block.
Jaheim Merriweather in the backfield for the Boilermakers now. Second down and 13. He'll get the carry and got across the original line of scrimmage and then sort of tripped himself up along with Desmond Stevens. Having a little sit down, and then you better get back out there.
Yeah, get ready, man.
Okay.
It was just one sprint.
Brown throws behind, but caught. What a catch.
What a play.
Great job by Jesse Watson. Seemed to make it look elementary, but it wasn't.
And it's going to be roughing the passer. Is that what's going to happen here? But turning and spinning, if he didn't do that, might have been intercepted because Brown got hit on that play.
DJ Harvey was right there. Could have picked it off, but it's a great catch by Watson.
The officials are meeting. Where is that flag, and what are they talking about?
Well, we're going to let you know with Tim O'Day right now.
Offside defense. The exiting player was in the offensive backfield at the snap. That penalty is declined. First down.
So they declined the penalty, a 20-yard pickup.
That was a circus catch right there. We've seen a lot of spectacular athletic play so far. We've been seeing it off and on with those USC receivers, but this one is picked off if he does not make this play because DJ Harvey had it.
Jesse, a redshirt freshman from St. Louis with the grab at the first down at the 44. Brown, RPO, that one's behind his intended receiver as well. That's Tuggle.
Yeah, Desmond Stevens thought he had this one, the middle linebacker, right in the middle of the field, right there. I think he feels that he read this fast enough that he could have made this play, but he doesn't get his hand on it. Watch him put his hand. Oh, I had it.
Second down and 10. Blitz coming. Brown, wide receiver screen to Jackson. And he's cut down at the 40-yard line. Nice job out there by Desmond Stevens, a linebacker, to get out there and hold on for dear life.
See, that's how you find the athletic speed of this USC defense when it shows up. It was 2-on-2 blocking out top, but the middle linebacker runs that thing down.
Might be our final play in quarter number 3 coming up. Third down and 6. Jackson in motion. Brown, quick throw to the outside. Jackson made the catch, broke a tackle. Michael Jackson down the sideline. And he's got it all the way to the 10-yard line as the third quarter comes to a close.
Michael Jackson, the transfer from USC. Those guys know him, and this time Bishop Fitzgerald comes up and he spins right out of it.
31-yard pickup to end the third quarter. And Purdue on the drive, trying to get back in the game, trailing by 20. We played 3 at Ross-Ade. Fourth quarter coming up from West Lafayette in a moment. The Home Depot Big Ten on CBS heads into quarter number 4 at Ross-Ade Stadium in West Lafayette, Indiana. It's 30-10, USC with the lead, but Purdue is driven down. 7th play of the drive coming up. And might be a face mask in there. I guess not. Hockey is saying so. They don't call it. It's the second time I've called a face mask and the officials haven't, so I'll stay out of it.
Was that Keyshawn Silver, number 9, that made this play? It was number 9 that came across it. I couldn't tell right there now, so it didn't look like it. It was inside that little box right there. Those guys are grabbing at anything they can.
Red zone hasn't been good to Purdue so far today.
No, that's true.
2nd and goal at the 9. Brown pulls it, throws it, and he's got it. Touchdown. Nitro Tuggle.
No doubt that Tuggle did a great job because the defensive back Nicholson that time had inside, and he still got across his face. Ryan Brown puts it nice and high where those receivers like it, right in the face mask. But he won again early. Took it out early, beat the bump and run coverage. It was man-to-man all over the field. And the big guy wanted Tuggle. Very nice, very nice.
Good-looking drive.
And as I had a feeling a year ago, this Purdue football program all year had a feeling of hopelessness.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't know how many games they're going to win, but I can already feel the hope going forward.
There's a lot better looking team than we saw a couple of times last year. Ryan Brown's finally got a touchdown pass as Nitro explodes into the end zone from 9 yards out. We got a ball game, 30-17. The Big Ten on CBS brings us to Ross-Ade Stadium in Indiana.
Georgia sliced down, great open field tackle.
Swing pass out of the flat. They got the stop.
Gallops away, throws, intercepted in the end zone. That's a USC touchdown, and SC leads 9-0.
And Jordan's going to score. Touchdown, Trojans.
Jackson can throw it here. Now Jackson throws back to Brown. That's a good lateral. Now Brown's going to pick it up. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown! Touchdown on a broken play!
Now look at our IHG Hotels and Resorts game recap. Jacoby Lane's got 115 yards receiving. Ryan Brown, even though he's thrown a couple of interceptions, and one resulted in a touchdown. One was in the end zone, but 30-17 as we welcome you back to the booth. My Hall of Fame partner, Gary Danielson, who is honored here today. Your Boilers aren't giving up, man.
They're playing hard. I think Boilers fan base loves what they see. This USC defense has really pressured the quarterback, and Ryan Brown and the play calling have hung in. The last drive, individual plays by the receivers, I thought did a great job of turning that into a touchdown drive. Three different wide receivers made big plays on that drive.
Purdue's 3 drives this half, a touchdown, an interception that was returned for a touchdown, and then a touchdown of their own just moments ago, capping a 63-yard drive in a little under 3 minutes. So ball back to Jaden Mayava and the USC offense.
This is when you're Lincoln Riley, you're going, okay, let's show them what our offense can do here. Let's put a touchdown on the board and kind of end that hope that they feel they have on their sideline. This is when we find out what kind of football team we are right here. We need a drive.
And will that be on the ground with Wyman Jordan, or will that be Lincoln doing what Lincoln does, as Barry Odom said, and that would be putting it in the air? Lyons, a tight end in motion, and doing what he does is throwing it out for close to a first down to Makai Lemon.
That was one of those RPOs that Jaden Mayava so quickly read. That ball was in and out of that running back's stomach and out to the outside almost in one motion.
Jaden's putting up some numbers right now, as he has through the first 2 weeks of the season. Not to that degree, but he's closing in on 270. Well, he's got 275. I take it back. Second down and a yard. And now it's Jordan. And broken tackle, got the first down, and all the way out near midfield. See where they spot him before he's run out of bounds.
Well, I was surprised that as how much of a good scouting report that Lincoln Riley gave on his 2 running backs. I mean, he said, these guys are real. I love what they do. We've got 3 good ones. We can interchange them.
He said, I think it's the best running back room I've had since I've been here. And I kind of looked at him like, I know. You had Woody Marks last year.
It was a weapon as a receiver, but these guys are stronger running the ball.
Jordan stays in there. Junior out of Pensacola, Florida. Came to USC by way of junior college. And here he goes again. Oh, boy, that's just head on.
One of the things that I think Lincoln Riley looked as he reevaluated his team from a year ago is, could we be physical in the Big Ten when we want to be, when we need to be, when we have to run the ball? Can we run it on offense, and can we stop the run on defense? Look at that blocking up front. USC fans recognize that from the past, and they love that kind of football.
And, you know, he said, you get into the later part of the season of the Big Ten, and you're on the road, the weather is not going to be conducive. You're going to have to win games on the ground. And Jordan got 7 on that one. Second down and 3. He'll try it again. He's got a first down again.
Especially when he looked up the last 2 years and he saw how Michigan won it, how Ohio State won it with those great defensive tackles and that offensive line. Now, we understand, you got to have all the parts, but he feels you also have to be physical enough to when you hunt him.
Gary thought his offensive line was better this year. Lincoln thought the same thing, and today I think they've shown that. First down at the 40 of Purdue. King Miller in the backfield will get the carry. And he goes for a tough 5 or 6. Talk about USC tailbacks of the past. Well, there's one of the best ones. Heisman Trophy winner Marcus Allen.
He's nodding his head. Yeah, that's the way we used to do it. Just like that.
One of USC's 8 Heisman winners, along with Mike Garrett, O.J. Simpson, and Charles White. From the backfield, Reggie Bush was sort of a tailback. Carson Palmer, Matt Leinart. I think I got everybody. And Caleb Williams. There's your Heisman winners. Second down and 4 from the 34. King Miller dragged down. Nope, he's going to get about a yard out of it. Berglund from the linebacker spot made the tackle.
Coming right off the outside. Number 20 gets it and just makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. An attacking defense made the play.
Well, they've chewed some clock up here. They're down in 3 upcoming. They've got a 4-minute advantage. The numbers are kind of even, but the turnovers and the sacks have made a big difference.
Yeah, 6 plays so far in this drive, 5 of them running, and the only pass was an RPO.
It was. This one's an RPO as well, but they've got him, and he got rid of it. Incomplete.
Yeah, and he might have smartly got rid of it just so that Lincoln Riley can call a 4th down play here.
Got a flag down. So let's see what that's about. Tim O'Day with the false start call. Preliminary signal anyway. Looks like he's saying that Jacoby Lane maybe took off
Illegal
early.
formation, more than 4 in the backfield offense. That penalty has been declined. It is 4th down.
Yeah, that was an interesting call as USC walks backward. A 4th down in, 3.5 yards, almost 4 yards. Barry Odom says, no, we like this play right here.
So 4th down at the 33-yard line.
I like this call. I think if you can hit the ball 5 yards back to USC, they're going to go 2 tries for a first down.
Well, they're 3 for 3 on 4th down so far today. Mayava throws complete. Got it, first down. And it's Makai Lemon again. And now a little mix-up over on the sideline.
Here's where that 3-man rush has come back. That's worked well for Purdue all day. But this time it came back to haunt Purdue a bit because Jaden Mayava goes all the way from the left side all the way back, scanning to the right side. Watch him look left, 3-man rush, not there, has plenty of time to move up in the pocket and then come all the way across the field for the first down throw.
He got the first down throw, and we talk about Lane and Lemon so much. Tanook Hines had his man beat. If he would have looked up, he might have had a touchdown, but that's all he needed. He needed the first down.
He was thinking first down.
I know he was. I'm just saying, he was open. On the RPO, plenty of time to throw. Now he does go deep.
Oh,
almost
he dropped
caught,
it.
and it was the guy I just mentioned, Tanook Hines. That time he wasn't so open, but he almost made an acrobatic catch.
Don't you feel like USC's wide receivers have like a pot, each week, like anybody comes up with the best catch,
right.
they get
they
the pot.
Try to outdo each other.
Exactly.
That was close, but not quite.
Hines thought he had the pot. Nope, almost.
Oh, that would have been a really tough one. Almost caught it twice and then couldn't hold it.
Back in our day, we put a couple bucks in there. They might throw 100 in there nowadays,
At least. Second down. Play clock down to 2. Just got it away. And Mayava going to be run down. And again, it's Correa. And again, a little mixing it up a little bit over on the sideline.
He's just one of those guys, Charles Correa, that just gets football. You know what I mean? He understands it. He anticipates it on the left side right here. He doesn't fall for anything, stays with his key, doesn't get out of position, and runs down Miami to the outside.
A little bit like Bryce Betcher that we saw at Oregon last week,
A little younger, though. Just 1 year of experience, and that was at UNLV.
They're down at 14, 9:20 in the clock running. From the 30. Keep it on the ground. Boy, that was a hurry for Jordan.
1 of 3, this time Eli Sanders.
And he really popped through there with some speed. I mean, he was 10 yards down there before they realized he was through the hole.
This time with position to put this ball and put points on the board to make it 33-17. Lincoln Riley's going to take the points if he can get his kicker to put it through the goalpost.
So far, his kicker hasn't missed anything today or on the season. Last one was from 48. This one's from 37, which he hit his second one of the day from. And that one hit the left upright. No good.
It would have been a 2-score, 16-point game, and now Purdue looks up, says we're still in this. 2 touchdowns, 31-30.
Well, so much for perfection by the USC kicker. This one he pushed to the left, and it got to the top of the bar and doinked to the left. No good. Barry Odom and the Boilermakers say, we held them. Now we got to get it back and do something with it. Down 13. forget, coming up before we're done, it'll be the play of the game, presented by Jersey Mike Subs.
That's just right here, Ness. Mike Shearer, defensive coordinator, right there. Watch him how he makes this play. He's been with Barry. Played linebacker for Barry at Missouri. Now he's the defensive coordinator. Gets that stop. Get back here, Mike. Oh, that's an intensity. We saw him play like that.
Oh, man, he was a great player.
Yes, he was.
He said he didn't want to really get into coaching. He was coaching a 6th grade team. He said, we had a good team, too, man. We got some guys playing Division I right now. And Barry kept bothering him, saying, come on, come on. So finally went to UNLV, and now here at Purdue as his DC. Ryan Brown has to just throw this one out of bounds as we check in with Jenny.
Well, Gary, earlier you were talking about the hope with this team. Barry Odom said, I think we're just scratching the surface of what we're going to be as a football program. You can see the belief on the sidelines right now. Ryan Brown told me the biggest change and the reason why he came back to Purdue is because of the accountability, the discipline that this team is showing. He said Odom preaches building habits, and it really changed the way that everyone carries himself. You see, Coach Odom has been pacing the sideline, making sure to acknowledge every position group. They're having fun out here, and they believe that they can get this win, guys.
I think they're going to pick up the flag. Barry said, I sat Ryan Brown down and said, I really want you to come back. He said, Coach, I got my mind made up. I'm going to North Carolina. And then Ryan said he heard from some of his teammates, hey, you're going to like this guy if you decide to come back. And he's happy he did. Throws off his back foot into some traffic, but it's Michael Jackson. First down and then some.
Well, you talk about showing somebody how to throw off your back foot. There's no more going back than this. Empty, 5 wide receivers, 4-man rush. He feels the pressure, backs up as he throws it. Not only did he throw it back foot, he was actually backing up as well.
Picked up 22 yards out to the 42. Coming up looking for more. Brown. And too far in front and ran out of territory for Horton.
That was I thought, just as you said, ran out of room to throw it, even though it was going to the far half. That's when you go to receiver, give me some room out there, okay? Come back, chasing it. That's a good try. That's one of those things, a foot more inside, and it's a completion.
As you can see, Horton with the chalk all over that diving attempt. 2nd down and 10. Heavy pressure again, but a good throw, quick one. And this time it is Horton. Short of the first down, it'll bring up 3rd down.
Man, I'll tell you, inside, no one touches the defensive tackle right here. Watch how quickly he is in on this play. And Ryan Brown still gets it off. That's amazing. He is having a fabulous football game.
This time to throw, and he splits it down on a slant, complete to Horton again.
How do you like this guy's future, Ryan?
I like it.
Yep, I do. I think Barry got a guy coming back that he can build a program around right here.
Excellent drive to the 38-yard line, first down. 7 minutes and change remaining, trailing by 13. That throw is complete again, and that's Jackson again.
So remember the last drive by USC. It was all running. This time, all passing for Purdue on this drive. 6 plays, 6 passes.
Now we work our way under 7 minutes. A 2nd down and 4 upcoming. Ball at the Trojan 32-yard line here in the 4th quarter. Malachi Thomas in the backfield. That's Michael Jackson in motion. They whip it out to Jackson, wide out screen. USC had that snipped out and no gain on the play. Nice job by Anthony Lucas, who just kind of flared out there and made the stop.
You're right, he read that play right away, and Lucas went straight down the play.
Ryan Brown spreading it around. There's the guys that have made the catches.
That's impressive.
And USC might be offsides. Gentry. The throw is tipped and almost intercepted.
It was almost a free play, though, is what Ryan Brown felt. That he could take a big gamble, and I think he's right at USC. I actually think...
Offside, defense number 10. Enforcement of the 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
It was Shelby 10, not 18, Gentry.
And I think Braden Joyner, the center for Purdue, smartly snapped the ball even though it wasn't called for. I think he sees Shelby go off sides, and he said, I might as well just snap this thing.
Yep, good play. Smart play. And a first down. At the USC 27, and now we got people all over on that one. Is intercepted. Let's see, we got flags all over the place. Marcellus Williams bringing it back the other way. Nobody's blown a whistle yet that I've heard. Now we hear one. So let's see what happened at the line of scrimmage.
Well, USC thought they were offsides because half their team just stood there for the whole play.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both by the defense. Offside, defense number 1, that penalty has been declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 6. That 15-yard penalty being forced from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Anthony Lucas, who just made a good play, just made a bad play.
Coming from the left side of Ryan Brown that time, after the offside play, keeps going. Let's see how the ball is released. Gets him in the back.
So, roughing the passer on Lucas. That's the 5th Purdue first down by penalty. So the penalties cropped up against USC the first couple of weeks. Doing so again. Back shoulder throw. Did he catch it? No. Jackson tried to make the catch and couldn't.
Put it in the only spot you could. Would have taken a tremendous catch, and Jackson, no, he could have caught that football, I'll tell you.
Yep. Ball came out at the end.
Came loose at the end.
DJ Harvey was covering.
He juggled it. Does it hit the ground?
Yeah, if he holds it, it's a touchdown. Just couldn't do it.
Yep.
But as you said, talk about putting it where it had to be.
And that was a catchable ball.
Second down and 10. The RPO, the throw is intercepted this time cleanly. USC's got it, and Bishop Fitzgerald's got his second of the day and his third of the season. And that might do it.
You talk about reading a quarterback's eyes. This was anticipation by Fitzgerald on this play. You watch him, he all the way right here is on the quarterback. His eyes are on the quarterback's eyes. He reads his play. Watch him start to move even before the ball is thrown. He's anticipating the throw, and it comes right to him.
He had one in the end zone and one just outside the end zone. Number 19 having a big day. And now the Trojans have got it back with the lead, and just 5:37 to play.
For that, some breathing room now.
30-9 here, 30-17 in this one at Purdue. As the Trojans try to go to 3-0 and maybe make the top 25 with their first Big Ten win here on the road. Jordan again. Oh, big collision, and he just left 2 would-be tacklers wondering where they are, and he's got another first down.
USC loves physical running backs, and they got one right here. Waymon Jordan, the junior college transfer. What a load he is.
Man, those last 2 runs, the fourth quarter runs, he's still got some juice left.
This USC team has some potential. The way they can run the ball, I think they've solved their tackle problem. I like where they can go. You're going to have to score points against them to beat them.
Approaching the 4-minute mark, using as much of the play clock as possible as Jaden Mayava down to the final 2 seconds. Back to Waymon Jordan, cuts this one outside. Probably took Slusher with him again.
They're going to get 15 yards at the end of this one. Still, I like the way Purdue is finishing this football game, finishing tough.
Yep.
After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, defense number 21. That 15-yard penalty be added to the end of the run, automatic first down.
That's Rael.
Yeah, I think sometimes you go, all these guys, Taj Rael looks around and go, have you seen this guy spin and run like that?
I'm not going to let him cut back to the inside.
I mean, if he's tried to tackle him?
Clock will work its way down to around 3:40 here before the snap, if they choose to make it.
And Lincoln Riley proving that he can, learning how to put a game away and showing his team how they can put a game away.
Now it's Sanders. And he's got a first and goal at the 9-yard line.
You know, I think you may be right. This 1-2 punch is pretty darn good for USC. To throw in King Miller as their third guy, that's quite a backfield.
Ryan Jackson's been injured. He was a guy that was with him last year.
And he finished strong last year.
He did.
We had the Notre Dame game and we had him in.
So if they get everybody healthy, they're going to go 5 deep. Harry Dalton could be an addition too that they said probably would get some work today, but he hasn't so far. This guy's done most of it, and now Sanders in there with a big run to the 9-yard line. He might get it again right here on first and goal at the 3-minute mark. He does, and he goes to the 5. USC's schedule upcoming after this road win that's upcoming here at Purdue. Next Saturday, Michigan State at home.
Then a bye.
Then at Illinois. That won't be an easy one, the way Brett Bielema's team's playing.
They have 7 home games this year, but you know what the schedule reminds me of? Like one of those video games where you get to one level and the next level is harder. The schedule just keeps getting harder as it goes along. You know, I mean, at Illinois, at the end there, at Oregon. I mean, it gets tougher and tougher as the season goes along. But the team should get better and better.
Yep. Likewise, Purdue's schedule, very tough stretch coming up, including Notre Dame, and then a tough November to remember. We looked at those helmets they have up outside their offices the other day and went, oh boy, that's a tough stretch. And then, oh boy, that's not easy. And then, yeah, that's an even tougher stretch with Ohio State and Michigan down near the end.
You know, we saw that, didn't even mention that Notre Dame game. That's 6 times in a row they've lost at Notre Dame, and they are at Notre Dame.
We're at the 2-minute timeout. USC in command. Fourth and streaming on Paramount Plus. That guy survived 70 yards of green grass, taking 360 pounds on an interception for a touchdown. He got the game ball on one of them.
Touchdown ball.
Well, it's the ball he scored with.
Yep.
He's going, I'm taking that baby home to Greensboro.
We're going to go through this whole game. You know, USC's not had to punt the whole football game.
Nope. 7th play of this drive coming up, all on the ground. And it's worked it to the 2-yard line where it's 3rd down and goal. Wayman Jordan's done a lot of the work from the backfield today. Let's see if he gets the carry here. He will, and he's not going to get there. Back to the line of scrimmage, it's 4th down. That's a Purdue team that's not quitting at the end here with 1:49 to go.
You know, I think most everybody concedes that the teams in the Big Ten that are most likely to make the playoffs are Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon. I think USC's making a name like, hey, we're going to fight for that 4th or 3rd spot right here. You know, I mean, this is a step up. A better team than they played the first 2. It's going to get rougher and rougher as they go along.
I think they get in the top 25 this week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd like 17, 18, 16, right in that area.
Somewhere in there. Illinois is already in the top 10. This guy's been a busy kicker. He's missed his last one. And a timeout taken. We'll be back in 30 seconds. 1:13 to go in the ballgame. Ryan Sairi trotting out, taking a practice swing right there. As he's only field goal missed today, hit the left upright. So he's hit from 24, 37, and 48. This will be a 19-yard, what should be a chip shot, to make it a 16-point game. And it's up and good. And it's 33-17. Another 30-second timeout. We'll be right back. Some news and notes around college football. Iowa leading UMass right now 37-7, and Kirk Ferentz is going to become the winningest head coach in Big Ten history. Our old friend we've known for a long time. Steve Angeli, we've seen him quite a bit too when he was at Notre Dame. 6 total touchdowns. Some pretty good companies with Eric Dungy and Jim Brown. Indiana beat Indiana State 73-0.
Yeah, but that cupcake schedule is going to change next week. Illinois.
Yeah.
Good football game.
So it's going to be a happy trip home for the Trojans with their bigger plane, bigger seats, more leg room.
Televisions.
Televisions. They planned on being about halfway home by now, but that's a whole different story.
So do we.
Yes. We're past Gary's bedtime.
Right.
Now it's time for our play of the game presented by Jersey Mike Subs, and here's how Pete Arbogast called it for USC Radio.
On 2nd and 10 at the SC 20-yard line. Brown will pass as he's hit, but it knocks up in the air, and it's taken out of the air by the Trojans. Jarrett, the big old dude, is at the 40, at the 30. He's got an escort at the 20, the 10. The big man has scored a touchdown for USC. All 6'5" and 360 pounds of Jamal Jarrett, the transfer from Georgia.
Good call, Pete.
All 360 pounds of Jamal Jarrett.
And minute left in the game. Purdue, we talked about their schedule. Not going to get any easier. At Notre Dame next Saturday. And then Illinois, at Minnesota, Northwestern, Rutgers, and then Michigan, Ohio State, Washington, and Indiana in November.
It's a finish for sure.
It's a November to remember,
exactly.
Isn't it?
So, again, for Purdue, let's talk about what would be success here. I'm not going to say any number of wins. I'm just going to say at the end of the year that the Purdue fans, the Purdue coaching staff, and the players that are here or might come feel that there's hope in this program.
Yep, no doubt.
For USC, I think they've shown that they're going to play a more physical game this year and still have that passing game to add into it.
And their passing game is pretty darn good. This is back-to-back weeks. We've seen Dante Moore and now Jaden Mayaba light it up in the air game. Two of the better quarterbacks, not just in this conference, in the country maybe. Ryan Brown will get out of bounds. 55 seconds remaining. Second down and long. Third down and long upcoming. But even though there are interceptions by Ryan Brown today, not only hope for the team, but this kid, when you give him time, is looking really good.
He's got a good skill set, no doubt about that. He could shore up that pass blocking a little bit. This is what it's going to be like. I mean, that schedule, they're going to see this type of front in the Big Ten all year.
Ryan still throwing it. This one in the ground as his guy was covered. Wanted to throw a little screen out in the flat. And it's fourth down. The Trojans will go to 4-1 in this series. And still the only remaining win for the Boilermakers was executed by our man Bob Greasy, 14-13 in the Rose Bowl to end the 66
Never
season.
set. Offense, 5-yard penalty, fourth down.
And USC can stop talking about that travel problem they have, right?
Yeah. So McAllister in his own end zone to kick it away. And he's going to let this one roll. Going to take a great Purdue roll. It'll add to his average, but there's nobody around the ball. Goes down to about the 22-yard line. 67 Rose Bowl, Purdue and USC. All-American quarterback Bob Greasy. Perry Williams scored both Boilermaker touchdowns, and Purdue won it 14-13. Purdue defensive back John Charles was named the game's MVP. To date, that's Purdue's only Rose Bowl win in school history. Grease and the guys winning it, and that's still the only win in the series for the Boilermakers.
I know when I was here, that was one of our goals, to take that team back and be the next quarterback to do it. We came close. A loss to our second to last game to Michigan, or we would have had a chance. We would have gone, I think, to the Rose Bowl that year. I think we would have won a tiebreaker back in that day. And then it was Drew Brees that got him there.
That's right. Drew is with us today and helped give Gary his framed jersey down on the field. We thank Drew and Mark Herman for being part of that. And we thank all of you for sticking around for basically a, what is this, a 7-hour game? If we would have, we were supposed to start at 3:30. It's 10 o'clock. Gary's going to put his pajamas on as soon as he leaves the booth.
I'm ready.
33-17 is the win. Jaden Mayava's got a game ball too, and the big fella has one as well. There's my man, Gary Danielson, with the framed jersey after the long rain delay. 33-17 the final. For Gary, Jenny Dell, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, Brad Nessler saying so long from West Lafayette. Final score, USC 33, Purdue 17. You've been watching the Home Depot Big Ten on CBS. See you in Lincoln, Nebraska next week.